What's good, people watching? Listening? People listening to The Joe Miller Show. We've got the light on, The Joe Show. We are alive right now on the scene. And we have a special series coming at you live today. Well, I don't think this is live. It's probably not live. We don't really know what live is here at the Joe Show, because we do everything live. We do everything like it's live all the time anyways. The topic we are going to go through today, it's a special one. It's kind of dear and near in my heart. We're talking about Reddit. And if you don't know what Reddit is, it is it's a social media platform, I would describe it, where anybody can post anything about anything in these things called subreddits, and they're little communities of specific interests that people have, and they're anything from news to popular movies to literally anything you could think about. I even saw that there's a community about people who use the sink as their toilet. So that's the type of stuff we're going to be getting into today. We're going to go through the trending communities on Reddit and see what we find. I've not looked at these at all yet, so you will all be experiencing this firsthand with me. And let's dive into it. The first trending community seems to be humantippytappies. And if you don't know what a tippy-tappy, I believe a tippy-tappy is when a dog is super excited and they sort of like tap their feet on the ground. So this should be kind of interesting to see. I'm not really sure. Tippy-tappies are more of a dog thing. And maybe cats even do it a little tippy-tappy sometimes. Sometimes when they're a little bit antsy. I'm not sure. I'm not much of a cat person to begin with. But seems to be some videos on here. Who is that? Dale Earnhardt? Oh no. It's a fangirl. Author fangirling over a fangirl. And it seems that they tippy-tapped. Are any of you out there the Comic-Con type of person? I'm not as much of a Comic-Con type of person myself. I don't really dress up in any costumes as much as I did when I was a little guy. I used to dress up as, I think, Spider-Man a lot, and superheroes. Those were my favorite type of things to dress up as Halloween characters as. Maybe ninjas. I was a ninja one year. I was also what was I? I was like an army man one year. My brother and I were really big into army men when we were little, and we used to go into our creek in the backyard. We had like a huge creek in our neighborhood, and we used to go down there and pretend we were army men, and we'd play war, which in hindsight is kind of bad to go and pretend war. Like, it's kind of, like it's all fun and games as a kid, but looking back, it's probably kind of bad that we pretend to just shoot each other all the time. And of course, I was the one who got, the most kills. Unfortunately, I should have been the one to die the most. And I don't know how we worked it out, but you'd eventually die. And we'd always use like water guns and fake guns. And somehow there was some sort of system we had. It was like a roll of a dice. It was like a chance in your own head whether or not you died. And I guess some people played where you die more often than other people. So it was sort of just like something you had in your head, and you'd you just kind of decide whether or not you died when you got shot. And man, we'd make so many different sounds. My brother and I in our neighborhood, our street, were huge on playing pretend and things like that. We used to play Star Wars. We used to play, honestly, anything related to war. We were huge at. We were really good too. We'd have like jackets. We'd have ghillie suits. When we got into airsoft, it was like next level. And we had, bags with multiple guns. It was all about the guns, Except for the Star Wars, show. The Star Wars we had when we did Star Wars, we actually we we had a Jedi council with all the members on the street, and we'd actually come together in our basement and decide, the future of the Jedi. And I think at the very end of when we used to play Star Wars, I'll talk about this with my brother when he's on the show. At the very end, I think I turned to the dark side, and I think I like slayed everybody or something, and it was a wild time. We'll get into that a little bit more with my brother, but that's about the extent of my Comic-Con type love for pretending. And honestly, I was pretty big on pretending and playing pretend. So I also think we used to pretend to be Pokemon trainers, and we'd take our Pokemon cards and we'd imagine that there was always Pokemon in front of us, and we'd use our cards and battle them. And of course, my brother and I, we made cards, and I'm gonna grab those when he's on the show because they're actually pretty good. But we also used to do Yu-Gi-Oh, all of it. And like I said, he remembers it a little bit more than I do. I think we were on another level, my brother and I, with all the pretending, like I'm pretending to be a podcaster right now. Okay, let's move on. What else we got on the tippy tappy section here? Oh, we have some homeless man. Oh, it looks like he's got a new jacket. Hey. So it looks like somebody gave a homeless man a new jacket, and this man is psyched. Yo, that's so cool. I kind of love to hate the videos of people giving homeless people money just for views and things like that, but that's pretty good, because a jacket is something that I think people who are privileged really underestimate as being helpful. Because if you go outside and it's freezing outside, you don't have a jacket, that's miserable. And honestly, it doesn't get much worse than that. It doesn't get much worse than freezing your ass off in the winter. So I kind of love seeing that versus just giving, honestly, like just giving somebody money. Not necessarily as good as giving people your time or a jacket or something that's a permanent help to the person. That's pretty awesome. I like that. All right, what do we have next on the array for tippy tappies? Oh no, we've got some Christmas gifts. We have a doll. No, that's a dog. Oh, that's a dog. No one's even tippy tapping. What the heck? No one's even tippy tapping here. They've got a Christmas present. Oh, and it's a dog. Oh, the lady's skipping. She's a skipping. I really love a good golden retriever. Golden retrievers are pretty great. It's a puppy too. Come on. How do you pick a pet kitten over a pet kitty? That is just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. A golden dog. It's golden. Okay? What?
We're back. We fixed the mic because some sort of crazy manic person apparently turned off the one setting that actually helps us talk into the thing. So we're back. We're at Tippy Tappy. If you forgot, golden dogs period, any sort of golden dog is the best dog that has ever been created by any sort of god that we see above us. So, moving quickly on, I found a video. The video is about a kid who is getting extreme tippy tappies because he sees the garbage truck. The garbage truck is hauling on down the road, and this man has a bag full of goodies for the garbage men, and he is just the most excited little kid I've ever seen to see a garbage truck. And honestly, I think that little kid was me when I was little too, because I loved all the big trucks and stuff. I used to play all the Tonka games. If y'all know what Tonka games are, and if you know what a Tonka truck is, respect out to you because you're a real one. But this kid, he's just a sweet little kid. He's just a sweet little boy. And he's got some hand sanitizer in his little bag there. He's got some, I don't know, something to smell fresh probably for the garbage men. Because garbage men, they don't get enough respect. They really don't get enough respect in this day and age. They put in all the hard work. They put in every inch of garbage into the garbage truck, and all the trash and all the crap we don't really want in our normal lives. The garbage men, they just get rid of it. What good guys they are. So I kind of respect this tippy tappy. I kind of respect it a lot. Moving on quickly, we found another angry. I'm so sad to bring this to you all. We found an angry tippy tappy. And what's happening in this tippy tappy, I'm going to try to commentate over. It's a WWE wrestling match, and oh no, the ref's getting in his face, and this wrestler, he is slamming his feet against the ground. He's grabbing his face. Oh, he's to his knees. Oh, he hit the ground. He is slamming. Oh my gosh, he's basically having a seizure on the ground right now. Oh, I wouldn't even consider this tippy tappy. He's just flopping on his back. Oh my gosh! The other wrestler just hopped on him while he was having a seizure. What in the world was that about? Let's watch it again. So I guess this wrestler was upset that he didn't get the call, the tap out call after a while. He just falls to the ground, starts his tippy tapping, whatever. I don't even know why he's on his back at this point. Oh my gosh. The other wrestler basically hopped like 12 feet into the air and just landed straight on the man's head. So I don't know what kind of steroids wrestlers are taking these days, because that temper tantrum just ended his life, basically. First of all, he was having a seizure to begin with. Second, the other wrestler just has no mercy, slams him right on the face and just gives him the absolute beating of a lifetime. The other wrestler even hurt his own stomach doing it. He just lands straight on the guy's face with his stomach. What kind of wrestling move is that? I've never seen that in any other place but the WWE. World Wrestling Entertainment? Is that what it's called? I'm not even really sure. I used to watch WWE on like Friday nights after football games with my friend Ian, who was on the podcast on episode 5. We used to watch the Divas. Oh my gosh, the Divas were just wild. They were just absolutely wild. And I think I've even said that in another podcast. But we used to just watch them because they used to scream and just always have temper tantrums, just like this man. Oof. Ouch, I'm still watching it. That looks like it hurts real bad. I like this guy though. He's got real long blonde hair. And he's just like shaking his head, and oh my gosh. He looks like he could be a rock star as well. He's really getting a good headbang in there, and then gets his head banged. Boom. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was just about That was his gut. That was a gut to head move right there. I don't know what they call that in wrestling, but that's something else. That's got to be a finishing move, it looked like. Let's see this one more time. He's having a seizure, slamming his hands. I don't know. Do you guys consider that a tippy-tappy? If he's slamming his hands on the ground? I think a tippy-tappy is more of a... Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was quite brutal. I don't think I've ever seen something so dominant as a move. I've seen the RKO, I've seen the pile driver, the jackhammer, but that move, the man was like 20 feet in the air and just lands straight on this man's, oh my gosh, just lands straight on the man's head. I don't know about that, folks. All right, so I don't know. You guys have to tell me, is that a tippy-tappy or not if he's slamming his hands on the ground? Oh, wow. We got a... Wow, this is some good tippy-tap. And honestly, I think this is the elite expert level tippy-tapping right here. We have a man who is... You know those Russian dance moves? Those Russian dance moves where they're just skipping along, like they're basically crouching and just moving their legs back and forth and in and out from under them. This man has perfected that move. He's basically doing this at ludicrous speed. He's got his arms crossed like a straight G-Money baller, and he's like crouched all the way down, and he's like kicking his legs all the way out from under him, putting it back, and then keeping doing it. I've never seen anything like this. This is basically like a next level soccer move if I've ever seen it. And the rest of them, so they're in like a gym or something. This man's getting at it, and there's a bunch of other dudes who I guess are all practicing. There's a bunch of other guys, and they're all just clapping. They're all just clapping for him because they know this is a next level tippy tap. It says, my reaction when the sidewalk is being slick from the ice and I'm trying not to fall down. Yeah, I guess that's that Ukrainian dance style in a nutshell. Just slipping. And I wonder if that's where it comes from, because as we all know, Russia is basically a desolate winter ice land, and you know, there's got to be a lot of ice there, so the slipping and sliding in Ukraine and Russia has got to be next level. You got to walk outside of your house and probably slip about 4 times before you get to the sidewalk. And that, yeah, no, that was just on the doorstep. And once you get to the sidewalk, I mean, it's got to be all ice. I mean, it's Ukraine, for gosh sakes. And I mean, look at the dance moves that come out of there. I mean, you gotta know that they're always slipping there. And just like those Russian dudes who are slipping and sliding, we're gonna move right on from the human tippy tappies. I know we love the tippy tappies, but we're gonna see what kind of shenanigans we got next on Reddit here. And honestly, anything can happen on Reddit. Any literal thing can happen because there's so much crap, so much, I don't even know. There's so much BS on Reddit. You could go for days about this stuff. The next, oh my gosh, this next category, I kind of forgot that I even saw it. We have the animals being jerks Reddit, subreddit, whatever you want to say, category. Animals being jerks. We're going to go through it. I'm not really quite sure where this will take us, because animals are generally not jerks if they're not dogs. Dogs are kind of the only thing that I feel like is a real animal to begin with. So I'm not really sure. This could go with snakes. This could go with... Are plants? No, plants aren't animals, so we can't have any plants. Maybe some amphibians. Amphibians like the Donald Trump amphibian. But let's see what we got here. Animals being jerks. They even have an official chat room that you can join. Maybe we should see what's up in the chat room real quick. Okay, we're going to sign in. I'm not going to tell you any of my information because that would be an invasion of privacy if any of you logged on. Okay, we're joining the chat room now. Let's see what the heck is up. It is 6:29. The last message was at 6:26. And let's see. We got some European people. Somebody wants soup. Somebody's asking what they should have for breakfast. And that's kind of wild. That's at 4:31. There, we must have a lot of Europeans, maybe some people from Asia in here. I didn't even know Reddit had chat rooms, which is kind of interesting. Let's comment in here. What should we write in the animals being jerks category? We should write I'm an animal named Joe. I am also an animal with a podcast called The Joe Miller Show. On this podcast, we are jerks because we make fun of wrestlers who do tippy tappies. But besides that, we are a very kind individual with a sweet, sensible, and frankly, a type of community which enjoys having fun. I'm an animal and a jerk and proud of it. That's our message. Let's hit send. And that's in the chat room. My name, jman951. Alright, back to being animals and being jerks. Let's see. They put together the best of animals being jerks in 2018, so we're going to go ahead and do that because they are expediting our entire process here. Let's see what we have. They said, we're keeping it simple. Instead of dividing things into multiple categories, we are looking to give tribute to those users who have been posting and keeping the subreddit alive. In the comments, please respond with the best posts of the year. We're looking for the best jerks, the funniest jerks, the cutest jerks, and the oddest jerks. I think, honestly, I should be under the oddest jerks category, but I should also be under the cutest jerks category. Everything jerk has a chance at gold. Please don't nominate your own submissions. Oh, dang. So I can't nominate the podcast? Would that disqualify me? Somebody literally commented boop. That's a serious offense to the animals being jerks category. Boop? Are you kidding me? You seriously said boop? Okay, here are 4 posts I liked from the last year by Respect My Authority. Alright, let's see what's happening. No one responded to our chat room message. I'm kind of upset. This says locals only. Oh no. We got the ocean, we got a big wave. Oh my dolphins. There's oh my goodness. I've never seen a dolphin so aggressive in my life. That dolphin just knocked a paddle boarder straight off its paddle. That was like a cavalry style execution. Let's watch that again. So we got a paddle boarder swimming along, and here comes all the dolphins. They are just riding that wave into the sunset. Oh my gosh. One of them just leaps out of the wave, hits the paddleboarder with its side chest, and just perfectly dives right back in. That was the most clinical tackle I've seen of any dolphin in my entire life. The Dolphins NFL team could not do anything similar to that, and that is a fact. I'm not sure if any single Dolphins quarterback has ever been sacked like that. Oh my word. You know, today we're getting a lot of aggression. Man, we got WWE players getting wrecked. We got paddleboarders getting wrecked. It's just kind of savage today. Well, that was a good one. Apparently the person in the video gasped. I didn't hear it. Here come the dolphins. Here come the cavalry. Dun 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 dun, poof. Oh, see ya, boy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Okay, let's see what we got next. This is Mandy is not adjusting well to the new puppy. Oh, come on. Man, you can't be hating on puppies. Everybody loves to hate on puppies. I don't understand. Everybody hates puppies for some reason. I don't know. Let's see what happened to this. Let's see what happened to Mandy. Mandy's probably not too happy here. Okay, we got two little puppies. Smart puppy. Oh, it's a video. Okay. Okay, so it looks like some sort of black dog, and then we got a tan dog here. They got toys. One of them's laying on a blanket. The other one's just on the carpet, chewing on something. I don't know what. I don't know what this animal is chewing on. Oh no. They're chewing. Oh, they got one of them's got a bone. Oh, that's the cutest little beagle I've ever seen in my life. Is that a corn on the cob? Is that a corn on the cob? What is that? Oh, the other dog's taking it. Oh no, that bone's gone. Dang, that poor puppy just got its... Oh no. Oh no. So they keep trading toys because the bigger dog just keeps stealing the puppy's toy. Oh, that's just rude. That dog is a possessive one. I don't like that big black... I think black dogs are more aggressive. I don't know if you all have seen the same thing, but black dogs are definitely more aggressive in general. This dog is savage, just keeps taking the other dog's toy. The other dog's like grabbing the one that it just dropped, and then it keeps going and going. Oh my gosh. Dogs can be surprisingly possessive, and it's kind of strange. Like, you'd never think an animal which was so fun loving and just a joy to be around could be so savage, could just rip some other dog's toy right out of its mouth. You can never think it. You would never even want to think it. That's like stuff of nightmares. If I see this in my dreams tonight, I swear we're all gonna be in trouble. But I hope Mandy's dogs are doing better. I hope that dog has figured out its possessive personality problem. I might need to see a therapist like me, because I have some possession problems myself, though, you know. Okay, next article. Are these even articles? These are just like videos or something. Okay, next we have, he graciously allowed her a corner of her own bed. This sounds like my dog, because my dog legit sleeps right in the middle of the bed. Does not let me sleep anywhere but on the side. So I end up sleeping like diagonal on my bed, and my pillow's on one corner and my legs are on the other corner, and my dog is straight in the middle. But it's okay, because my dog is a heat warmer. He is the warmest dog I've ever felt in my life. I'm not sure if that's normal. He's just like a hot dog. Hot dogs they're surprisingly a good blanket. You don't even have to cover yourself with this blanket, but the dog, it just produces some kind of warmth. It's just like a heat. And it's not like a heat from the sun. It's like a heat from like just like a radiator. It's like a freaking heater. It's like an air radiator heat sensor. And it's got fur, and it also just likes pets a lot. Likes a good scratch on the tummy. So let's see what this is about. Man, I hate those animals who are just jerks. Hate them. Okay, this is pretty good. So we got a cat who's just sprawled out on the dog bed. Just sprawled out. Just looks like it's just having the best nap of its life. You know, it's got its paws like up on its chest. Its legs are just kind of like curled up. Nice little pocket of the middle of the bed. And then on the corner, there lies the dog's head. This dog, he's a good boy. You can tell. You can tell he's a good boy. The way he sleeps, the way his eyes rest, the way his smile is, his collar. You know, if this dog came up to me in real life, I'd say attaboy. It's one of these dogs. And this dog so sadly, so almost graciously has laid its little furry head on the corner of the bed. And the corner of the bed so graciously accepted him. And honestly, the dog is like sleeping on about a 2-inch radius of the bed. And the cat's just chilling right in the middle of it. That's pretty darn good, if you ask me. That cat is on another level stealing that bed. Okay, that's a good one. That cat is a jerk. See, I have a problem with cats. Cats are jerks all the time. Okay, dogs can be jerks to other dogs, but cats are jerks to all other animals, period. Humans, raccoons, possums, squirrels, mice, you name it. Like, who likes Jerry and Tom and Jerry? No, you don't like Jerry. Who, if you seriously try to tell me that you like Jerry more than Tom in Tom and Jerry, you're out of your damn mind. You need to go get checked. And that's not a joke. That's a human, that's a biological difference from you and the rest of the world, okay? And that needs to be fixed. That's not me trying to be a jerk. That's not me being on the animals being jerks section. That's me trying to be honest, me trying to help you succeed in life, okay? And we're moving on to the last article. Here it is. Speaking of raccoons, actually, let's give raccoon a marshmallow. And, you know, in general, raccoons, oh, there's my dog barking. I think he's being a jerk. That little radiating heat source of himself is radiating his love of barking out to the rest of the world right now. Probably barking at a squirrel, probably barking at his own reflection. Who knows? You really can't name what my dog is ever barking at. But back to the raccoon. The raccoon, as they might say. Okay, so we got a raccoon walking up. Tries to take... Oh, that's savage. Oh, and it even... Okay, so we got one guy's holding out a marshmallow for the raccoon. And they so stupidly placed the bag... They placed the entire bag of marshmallows right on the ground for the raccoon to come up, snag, and scurry off. That was the easiest thing I've ever seen an animal do in my entire life. I wouldn't even say that the animal was a jerk. I would say that the human was a jerk because it didn't even realize or recognize to themselves that the raccoon is smarter than them. This raccoon is on such another level of tomfoolery and sneakery and witchery. I would even go as far as saying witchery. That's what this raccoon is on. That it could put a spell on the human and make them just so illogical that they place the entire bag of marshmallows right on the ground. I'm not sure if this is planned. I'm not sure if the raccoon is really a jerk. I'm not sure if the human is a jerk for doing this. But somebody is at fault, and we need to figure that out on the spot. If this man just lets this raccoon go away free, there's something wrong in this world, and this video is starting to make me a little upset. It's starting to make me a little bit crazy and a little bit psycho. So we're going to end it. This has been our portion of Animals Being Jerks on the Reddit special. And one last note on raccoons. I want to point out that raccoons need to be stopped. Raccoons all over the world have been terrorizing humans for long enough. They've been terrorizing cats, and cats have been terrorizing them because of their terrorization, because of the terror they ensue. And I think it's because the raccoons have formed some sort of mafia within the streets. It's not like the Yakuza, and it's not like the Russian or Jewish, Irish, Italian mafia that's frequent in New York or in Russia. It's not like that. It's a worldly cartel almost that the raccoons have formed, and there needs to be a stop to it. There really needs to be somebody who steps out of the lines, who steps up to the raccoons and just puts an end to it, because they seem like people because they are so dominant in the streets. These raccoons are they're belligerent and they're psychotic and need to be stopped right away. So if anybody out there, please contact me if you have any sort of idea of the whereabouts of the headquarters in which the raccoons are taking all the marshmallows to. We need to figure this out, because that white substance needs to be back in the hands of the right people. Thank you. Next up on our exploration through Reddit, we find woke kids. Woke kids? Are you kidding me? Apparently this is a trending community on the Reddit page, and we're gonna have to find out. I hope there's another 2018 best of 2018 here, because I'm not really sure I want to go through all of woke kids. Kids these days are not woke in any regard. Kids are always unwoke, and I think that's why they're called kids, right? So we're gonna see what's happening here. Okay, and okay is the caption for this. Okay, here's the picture is a tweet. We got a tweet here by Gensign. Fake leaves fan? That's not correct grammar. You Gensign. They say, time to bring back my favorite holiday meme. Here's Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. It's a picture of Rudolph. Deviation from the norm will be punished unless it is exploitable. I don't understand what this means, but somebody replies, when we watched it this year, my son said, this show implies people who are different have to do something extraordinary to matter. I love that he catches things like this. Oh geez. Are you kidding? You're impressed that your kid literally showed? That's not like revolutionary, lady. What part of Animals Being Jerks did you not listen to, woman? Michelle, who's responding to Gensign. What did you miss the entire Animals Being Jerks? Of course, animals are always jerks. Of course Rudolph will be put down and discouraged. Because like the raccoons, the reindeers run a secret conglomerate in the North Pole, and it's all based around their maneuvering of money and cash and toys to kids. It's really not Santa who's up there working. It's really the reindeer who are putting in the mad hours, the mad training to fly hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of toys. Obviously, Santa had to, he had to put in a little bit of his own money to get some special gifts. I mean, obviously the elves make most of them, so it was only like $150, but the reindeer, they're putting in hard work up there. They're like the mafia. So when you tell me that your kid is trying to defend the reindeer, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The reindeer? The reindeer are the cause of coal. They're the ones who put coal in the stockings. You didn't know that? Santa doesn't want to do it. Santa never does it. It was the reindeer the entire time. It was always the reindeer. Never trust them. So Michelle, when you say your kid is woke, when they say this show implies people who are different have to do something extraordinary to matter. Your kid doesn't even know what the word different means. Okay, different is cool, lady. And if you embrace your kid saying these things, then your kid's never going to be extraordinary. Why? Because they are the person who knows that they're not extraordinary themselves. and they have to realize it. Because extraordinary people don't care whether or not they're extraordinary. They don't even care about extraordinary people. No, that's definitely a lie. Michelle, I understand that your kid is he's your son, and he they don't even describe what age he could be. He might be a 40-year-old man. But yeah, I mean, really, in reality, the reindeer need to be stopped, and that's what I want all the listeners to get from this segment. If you stop listening to this right now, you need to understand that the reindeer are done. We need to put an end to it. Their time has come, just like the raccoons, and these animals are vicious. They're crafty. They can climb on roofs. They can even go down chimneys themselves. You thought Santa was in your house? No, the reindeer are in your house. That's why you put carrots on the plate. Why would you put carrots on the plate if the reindeer weren't coming down the chimney, huh? Ask yourself that, Michelle. Okay, next article on Kids Are Woke. Quick side note, quick aside, because I believe I'm a woke kid and I've got some woke things to say to you all, I'm going to drop a woke quote for you right now, and this is the quote. Mucinex cures bacteria fast by destroying the bacteria in your nose and clearing you up for any sinus and congestion problems. That's the quote. Mucinex is honestly my favorite thing ever now. I've been sick for the last 8 months, and my left nostril has not been cleared for about 12 months at this point. And Mucinex Fast Max Gel Tablet Relief is the only thing that cures my cancer in my nose. Whatever sinus infection I had, I was blowing out straight green mucus. And the Mucinex, it got rid of that nasty, nasty man. It's just like the commercials. You seen those commercials with that green dude, that green guy who's just living in your nose? The Mucinex clears you out quick, just like that. This is not a sponsored ad by Mucinex. This is just Joe Miller saying what he loves and saying how he is woke and how I am woke because I found the magic wonder of Mucinex. And you got to get the Fast Max congestion and headache if you really want to get all the nastiness out of your nose. I've never really understood why people take medicine in the first place, but Mucinex is honestly one of the medicines that I probably will be taking for the rest of my life because it gets rid of all those demons stuffed in my left nostril. I don't know why it's just in my left nostril. It's not my left. It's only in my left. It's not my right nostril. It's not even in my throat. It's just like always in my left. I don't understand, but Mucinex is the only thing that can even get it out. So that was a quick woke aside because I've been awoken by Mucinex and it's let me breathe out my nose for the first time in like ages. Probably about 244 days I haven't been able to breathe out my left nostril. Now, Mucinex is the thing. It is a thing and it's the thing, okay? So let's get back to woke kids because I'm a woke kid. Well, if you're not trying to take Mucinex, that is quite alright because, frankly, I'm not much of a medicine person to begin with. I don't even take ibuprofen when I get a headache. I'm not really sure why, but I think it kind of makes me tolerant to headaches. That's just my opinion on medicine. But back to woke kids. Maybe I'm a woke kid because I don't take medicine. Maybe not. Maybe I'm an unwoke person? What does unwoke mean? What does woke even mean? I guess like woke to me is like somebody who understands things on a deeper level and can like have a third perspective or something. I think I'm kind of woke maybe because I realize how bad these podcasts are. So I'm possibly a very woke person just because how bad I understand these are. So we're going to move back on to the woke kids. Enough of Mucinex. No one wants to hear about who wants to hear about Joe Miller talking about Mucinex all day? I do not, for one. So let's get back into it. Here's the next post. They say, Viva la revolucion. And this is a post by Finally Gave Into R. There's a child, a small child. They look about like 10 or so. I'm not sure why it says Viva la revolucion. This does not look like it's in Spain or France. But the girl is holding up a pink sign with some hearts on it, some colorful sort of rainbow hearts on it, and some squiggle lines. And the sign says, build a wall and my generation will tear it down. Respect to her. Respect to her for realizing that the wall is stupid, because, you know, honestly, this just kind of shows just how interesting it is that we seriously want to build a wall that a 10-year-old, maybe they're influenced by their parents, and honestly they probably are, because what 10-year-old realizes the implications of a wall being built. I guess that might be why she's woke, but there's no way this kid actually wrote the sign. However, you know, I would like to agree with the kid, and let's have the benefit of doubt, give them the woke status, this child, because, you know, they had the time to draw the little hearts, and it looks like they wrote the sign, but, you know, I'm not really sure how good it is for parents to be just like telling their kids this stuff, because I think that the kids should probably grow up like understanding what they understand themselves, and that's kind of why ignorance in politics is continued through generations, is because of parents just telling their kids like how to think. I think if kids were truly woke, they would not be influenced by their parents, and they would be inside playing video games all day. Like that's in reality the true woke status, because if you're inside playing video games all day, there's no way you're outside getting hurt by the wall people. There's no way you're outside, you know, jumping on a trampoline, breaking your arm. So maybe the true woke kids are the ones who spend 13 hours playing video games and Rocket League all day. But that's just my opinion. And since I am woke, I am obviously one of those people who sits inside all day. I'm basically Dracula, and I never go outside. Okay, moving on to the next point on our journey through woke kids. New Year's resolution. You know, I'm not really sure if this woke kids subcategory is supposed to be serious or not, because some of these are like really, I'm not really sure, but New Year's resolution. What does that even say? What does that even say? Okay, this kid's handwriting is so bad I can't even read their New Year's resolution. Therefore, we will declare that they are not woke. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's happening with their handwriting. They wrote a lot of letters backwards, and they seem to also know how to spell pretty well. I'm not really sure. This seems like fake, that they just wrote letters backwards on purpose. Who writes like, no kid writes an N backwards. That's just like not a thing, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really have kids. But let's move on. That was a weird one. Here's another one. Hashtag woke homeschoolers, kid. Oh, gotta love those homeschool kids, because they're more woke than any other kid on earth, usually, even though they don't go to public school and see the real world. Hashtag woke homeschoolers, kid is effing woke AF. Okay? If you dare have or display a white Jesus, my 10-year-old will tell you why this is historically inaccurate. Holy crap, Joe. Oh my god. Inaccurate. Did I just say inaccurate? I don't even know if that... What did I just say? Is that even English? Okay, let's read this again, because my English was not woke there, and I think I fell asleep on that reading. Maybe I need to go back to 3rd grade and learn how to read out loud. Here we go. If you dare have or display a white Jesus, my 10-year-old will tell you why this is historically inaccurate. Be warned. Yes, sir. They didn't say yes, sir, but this is definitely woke AF. All right? Definitely woke AF. This kid has the knowledge. They have the homeschool advantage where they understand religious concepts. They know it all. Their parents use emojis in the tweet, which I really do enjoy. Actually, I'm sorry, this is on Facebook. So, good use of emojis with the laughing face and the girl holding up their hands as an X. I really like that style with the X. And their 10-year-old is vicious and woke and is going to come at you if you even display a white Jesus. Like, if you even think about having a white Jesus outside of your house, this 10-year-old will come at you with the power of God himself. Okay? Because white Jesus, thank you, please, and thank you is historically inaccurate, like this kid understands. All right? What 10-year-olds? All right, hold on. Why does this matter? Why do you have... honestly, I don't care that the kid's woke or unwoke. Like, we're beyond that point. We already established is probably a woke 10-year-old, which is quite terrifying in my opinion. But second off, the more important issue, why does the mom, I assume it's a mom because no dad would write this about their son. Why would the mom put this on Facebook? Be warned? Like, oh my gosh, has society really gotten this? It's really gotten this bad where anytime your kid has said anything smart or done anything good or had any woke moment, you really just need and have to write about it. And this is honestly what I was talking about in the second podcast where we talked about social media and just the endless BS that it involves on Facebook and wherever, the parents are conglomerating. Why do you care? Why would anybody else care that your kid is woke? No offense, okay? No offense to this woman. I'm glad they blurred her name out because I wouldn't want to wreck them today. All right, your kid's woke, but you're not. Boom, roasted. Moving on to our last Woke Kids article of today, this morning. I made sure I always had consent in 7th grade. Oh dear. This could get a little rowdy. My 12-year-old nephew had his first kiss. When he told me the story, he started with, "Don't worry, Auntie, I got consent first," and ended with, "I'll make sure to get consent every time. Consent can be cool and sexy, and it isn't just for BDSM. Teach them all. Start young. Make it the norm." What in the world is this person talking about? What in the world? I'm not sure. 12-year-olds should not even understand the word consent. They should not understand any implications of the word consent. I don't know. I bet this person has been teaching this kid some weird stuff because they even went as far as mentioning BDSM. Why would you need to mention that? That doesn't even make sense. Why would you bring that up? It's consent. It doesn't. What does BDSM have to do with that? I don't even understand these people anymore. We are moving quickly on from woke kids because, oh my gosh, the society, I used to believe in kids, but kids are getting way too advanced for their level, their skill level. It's like in World of Warcraft when you have a level 80 mage trying to complete a level 85 dungeon. It's like, it just, you could do it, but it just doesn't make sense. Like, wait, it's like, hold on. You just like wait until you're level 85. I know it's a while. It's just like wait until you're level 85 and then do it. Don't do the 85 dungeon when you're 80. Like, duh. That's what society's turning into. Let's get the heck out of the Woke Kids article page because this is starting to scare me. Let's move on to something that's a little bit more real, if you want to say. A little bit more real than Woke Kids. and that is artificial intelligence. So, for the most part, artificial intelligence, or AI, basically means that computers and robots think for themselves and they create things on their own based on learning and controlled environments, which is pretty insane if you ask me, because with artificial intelligence we can almost make human-like decisions without even having to have any control. Like, we can set up a robot to act like a human and learn and control itself, like a Mars rover or something. We could send a rover to outer space and it could learn how to produce dirt and water all on its own on the other planet without anybody even having to teach it anything. It just does it all on its own. So I think artificial intelligence is one of the future big revolutions that hasn't quite yet boomed. It's sort of like the internet. AI will be as big, if not bigger, than the internet and have a huge impact just because of how the implications work of something that learns on its own. It's like we can literally build human-like things. And it's nothing to be worried about. It's nothing to be scared about that we're building things that think like humans. It's honestly really great. And the fact that humans build these AI machines is good because we can set parameters around the robots. It's not going to be like one day a movie where all the robots take over or something like that. I've strong faith that our scientists would put stops and controls in place where if the robots were to start to try and like learn beyond us, it wouldn't really happen like the Avengers movie where Ultron takes over the Earth and like tries to destroy everybody. I don't really think that would happen because of just how engineers, software engineers, create the thing itself, and they would be able to put parameters around where the robots learn. But that's my little gist on AI. I think it's the future and I think it's pretty cool. So I'm happy that this article or this subreddit came up on the trending ones, because that just shows me how much other people are thinking about AI and its necessities in reality are being conveyed on social media, which is really good for society as a whole. So we got AI. A lot of the articles are pretty dense, so I picked out some of the fun ones, or some of the ones that I think are fun. In terms of AI recently, Apple just promoted their AI engineer, their AI executive, up to the company's executive board. So that's actually a really interesting revolution right there in their corporate structure, because, you know, when you're on the executive board, you can make decisions for the company as a whole. And seeing that AI now has a role in the whole company, we could be seeing some really new advancements in that field soon from Apple, because Apple has the money. Like, that's no question at all. Apple definitely has money to invest in AI, and they probably have been on the low. Like, Microsoft and Amazon and Google all have been pretty big and heavy into the whole AI industry, but I haven't really seen too much from Apple. So that's actually really cool to see that we're probably going to have a lot of competition from the big tech giants in the future about AI. Since that revolution is coming in artificial intelligence, we're going to have some really neat stuff coming out from the companies. So that's really nice that they promoted that man to the executive board, because, you know, it just shows how they're setting a precedent and showing how important it is to their company. So that's some of the current news in AI, but I found some really interesting new revolutions in AI that are kind of interesting and funny. I think they're kind of funny. Maybe you can tell me, though. This article is AI and facial recognition help tell farmers if their pigs are pregnant. What? So China is surprisingly the world's biggest pork producer and has 700 million pigs, which represent half of the world's population of pigs. So China's really killing the pig game right now. And China's top tech company, Alibaba, which is sort of the Apple or Amazon, it's more the Amazon of China, has revolutionized the whole birthing process of pigs. And apparently they're using facial recognition of the mother pig to see when they're due or something and show the best chance of a pig getting pregnant. So I guess they look at the baby pig's face, and through learning and AI, and remember how I described AI learns for itself, I think the Alibaba program has learned how to detect which pigs will have the most babies. So this is actually improves the productivity of breeding pigs, which could save a lot of money. And I know this is pretty inhumane, but it sort of just shows how we could use AI to improve really any sort of sector or any sort of industry. Like, we could use it for pigs, we could use it for schooling. We could learn which kids maybe are the best for certain types of jobs. And I know that's pretty superficial, but it could lead kids down the right track instead of leading them down a wrong track. After learning, maybe we'll learn which type of facial structures are better for a desk job or a computer coding job or a science job, and we'll be able to put those kids into a certain path, a certain career path where they're more likely to be successful. And honestly, the pig thing's kind of fucked up. It's obviously a real thing though, and the AI is a real thing as well, and that the implications of this is more what I'm interested in. And I think that's really cool. If this can be transitioned over to humans, there's countless possibilities of what we can do with it. So that's a little pig article, a little schwein. The next article I found on AI is the emergence of AI in finance and banking sectors, which is near and dear to my heart since I'm a finance major, and I'm quite interested to see how AI affects this industry, mainly because it could affect my job in the future, to be honest. So although AI can definitely cut jobs away from people, it definitely innovates and helps people who are in need. And the article states that in some cases, AI turns the table for areas which only the rich have access to valuable resources, and AI and robots or virtual assistants are helping to outreach such areas and leverage the wealth in the other direction and help the productivity of the local community in many different countries. And this could be in third world countries, this could be in second world countries. You can think of in Africa how their economy systems are somewhat rigged to the wealthy and the poor are really cut out. The robots and virtual assistants, since they're so cheap and they don't require any funding after they're created, they can really help support a community and boost the economy of the lower end, which is really interesting to me. But besides that, in the first world, where most of us probably live, if you're listening to the podcast, you probably have like a phone or a computer. Maybe this is on the radio though. It says that ATMs can use facial recognition to help prevent fraudulent crimes and fraudulent access to accounts, which is pretty good. So maybe there will be less credit card scams through AI, which would help all of us significantly. Like, that does not hurt anybody in terms of like jobs and that. 2, using digital methods for anomaly detection prevents money laundering activities. So basically, an AI system would be sort of a security check, and it would monitor remotely when weird and sketchy activities are happening in finance, and financial like inconsistencies would happen through its monitoring, because computers understand math way better than humans do, and they can do math at such a much faster rate than humans can. So these AI and computing systems would be able to detect things that the human eye would never be able to catch, and probably cut down on the amount of fraud and money laundering and stealing and crime and criminal finance activities that would happen. So that's another good thing. Man, like AI is like the coolest thing to happen since the internet. Straight up, in my opinion, AI is the coolest thing to happen since the internet. Smartphones obviously pretty cool, but AI is like on another level right now. The third thing is chatbots would be used to help improve customer service. So, you know, when you have to call the bank and you're put in a menu and it's all this, type in a certain number, get sent to this department, get put on hold. If we had AI systems, they would be able to benefit our customer support and make it more efficient in customer interactions when you call the bank or do anything where you have to access your account through a call, or really any sort of situation where you have to get support. The AI system would be able to learn itself probably what types of calls are most common, the quickest way to solve issues. So it honestly make everything more efficient and quick, and that only helps people. The fourth thing for the finance AI section is that robotic process automation includes various techniques that act as virtual assistants and help perform repetitive tasks automatically. Basically meaning that the repetitive tasks that are involved in banking would be easily solved and made more efficient when a robot is involved instead of a human. And this is kind of bad for jobs. However, I think that the workforce in general can be more productive to begin with. So humans, in my opinion, are far more advanced than computers are and will ever be, because we can think on a higher level than the computer. So why would we have humans doing repetitive tasks that robots could easily do? It just doesn't make sense. Like, even though these humans would lose jobs in the short term, they could be replaced and revalued in another sector where they can help benefit society even more. So I think in general it's a good thing. And the last benefit is way too confusing, and I don't even understand it, so I'm not gonna explain it, but I'll read it out to you. Maybe you understand it. I have no idea. It has to do with something using NLG. So using NLG, bank professionals are saved from the task of generating reports manually. Effective segregation and synthesizing huge data sets act as an add-on. So I'm not sure what NLG is, but I guess this is sort of just lessening the time that bankers have to use and waste in creating these reports, and lets them work on more customer-specific things and makes them more productive. So in general, all that I'm getting that from this article it's not really all that I'm getting from this article. What I'm getting from this article is that AI in finance is really going to make it more efficient to use banking and make banks very much more profitable. So I think everybody will have more money, and that's a good thing. I mean, for me, if I'm having more money, if I'm using banking more quickly and saving my own time, because everybody knows time is money. If that's happening, that's good. I'm good with that. So that's going to do it for AI today. And we really don't have any other articles. That's the end of our section. That's the end of our special for going through the top trending Reddit pages. Hey, hold on. Let's check the chat room from the Animals Being Jerks section. Let's see if anybody's posted. Oh, somebody replied. Oh my gosh. So our original comment, I'm an animal named Joe. I'm also an animal with a podcast called The Joe Miller Show. On this podcast, we are jerks because we make fun of wrestlers who do a tippy-tappy. But besides that, we are a very special kind of individual with a sweet, sensible, and frankly, a type of community which enjoys having fun. Okay, I don't know why I wrote that. And then I finish off, I'm an animal and a jerk and proud of it. Somebody replied, you guessed right and good for you, Joe. I don't really know. That doesn't have to do with anything that I said. So I guess no one really responded to our comment. That kind of sucks. Well, that's kind of disappointing. I was hoping that more people would chat and comment on my weird message, because it was really random. It's by far the longest message that's been put in here in days. I don't know. That's kind of sad. Well, that's going to conclude our segment here for the trending Reddit subreddits. And we'll be right back after this break. All right, well, I want to thank you again. I want to thank everybody for listening. Make sure to share the podcast with all your friends, family, and foes. I don't care if they're your enemy. I don't care if they're your boss. I need you to put the podcast down in front of them and just let them ride. Let them enjoy. Like the podcast. Do what you have. I don't even care if you like it. Just get it out there. People need to hear what we have to say. People need to hear Ian's Subway dream. Okay?
Mm-hmm. I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. I regret saying that now.
You need to do like an extreme, uncensored version.
Extreme yeah, I don't know about it. Ian, that's kind of that's wishful thinking on your hand. But anyways, thank you for listening again. We're going to end it right here. Goodbye.